If you guys do like these fanfiction type videos, then get hyped for Spider-Man Last Hunt, which is going to be a Minecraft film made by myself, which is going to be an expanded fanfiction in a fan film form on Minecraft. If you are interested in that, make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to stay tuned for more information. Yo guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3 fanfiction. If you are new around here and enjoy these type of videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit the bell next to the subscribe button to not miss another episode as soon as it comes out on the channel. With that being said, let's get straight into the episode. Episode 2. Cheetahs Never Prosper. The first scene will be the Oscorp Industries event. Donald Mencken will come up on stage and will reveal to us that he is the new acting CEO of Oscorp after Norman's passing. He says that he believes Norman would have trusted him wholeheartedly to run this company and he reckons he can do a great job of it. He then reveals that his first plans are to open a local shopping franchise around New York called Osmart, which will sell a range of products and allow Oscorp to become more accessible to the everyman while still continuing the bigger projects like Norman did. He then says thank you and leaves the stage. We cut to the next school year. The first episode was us being drawn back into the series, and this episode will time skip straight before the next school year. This season really starts a new chapter in the show's run, thus why we are starting a brand new school year. Plus the time jump from season 2 to 3 really allows some breathing room and the dust to settle from the end of that season, and the events of Behind the Curtain. We start our episode with an opening narration from Peter Parker, once again recapping the events of the previous episode and how everything is kind of messing up in his life right now. This city hates Spider-Man, he messed up his relationship with Liz, which we can see he regrets slightly, and worst of all, he's been aired by his best friend Harry, and Gwen has been with Harry all summer keeping him company after his father's death. We see Peter walk back into school and sits by himself. Professor Warren welcomes everyone back after a long summer, and we pan around the classroom to see old faces. We see Flash, Randy, Gwen, Liz, Sally, MJ, Hobie, and Kenny, and Harry comes in last and sits down. Peter tries to gesture to him by raising his hand, but Harry doesn't see him and just sits down. Peter frowns and just puts his head on the desk. Professor Warren tells everyone to turn their brand new books to chapter 1 for the new semester. Then someone enters the room and calls Harry's name. They say for him to come with them. Harry goes with them. He's taken to the headmaster's office. They say that Harry is expelled from school for an entire semester for using globulin green to enhance his performance on the pitch. They said they found out about how he was under the influence. The trophy that they won last season has been returned till the end of this season. The entire team also get a points deduction for the upcoming season as well. They say they are very disappointed in Harry. However, Harry snaps. He says, "Do you not know what he's been going through?" The headmaster says that he understands with his father's death and everything, but then Harry interrupts saying no. Harry says he has to sympathize with him more and then bursts out of the door just as Peter is in the hallway. Harry storms down the corridor. Peter shouts his name, but he carries on walking. Peter says he's really in a tight spot and he should check in on him sometime. Not a call, but in person. We then get a slow scene with Spider-Man. We cut to after school and Peter is on top of a building reflecting, wishing that the city would just understand. Spider-Man doesn't kill people. He's never killed people and never would. It's like one bad thing happens and they all ignore all the good things he's done. Peter starts to think of solutions, ways he could win the people back over. He says he could sell balloons or t-shirts. Nah, he can't do that. Peter looks at his phone as he gets a report of crime going down near him. He goes and checks it out. However, when he arrives on the scene, the robber has already got away. It's one of the new Osmarts that has been robbed. Spidey looks inside and it doesn't appear that anything was taken, but rather destroyed. Shelves, tables, products, even the expensive stuff has been destroyed. The cops arrive shortly after and instantly point their guns at Spider-Man, telling him to put his hands in the air. Peter breathes a sigh of disappointment as he swings away. But as he swings, he thinks about how the convict got away so fast. But who did it? And why destroy an Osmart and not take anything? If it happens again, he'll be extra sharp. We then cut to Aunt May. Peter comes through the door just in time for dinner. He sits down at the table and they catch up. May asks about his day and says it was pretty average. Then Aunt May will tell Peter that she's got a job working at the feast shelter downtown. Peter says that's great. She says that it's so he doesn't always have to give her a cut of the money he gets from the Bugle, as he needs to start saving up for college soon. Peter will also mention that how she needs to be careful after the heart attack she had not too long ago. May says that she knows and generally blows it off as nothing. Peter will ask what Feast is about anyway, and Aunt May will tell him that it was designed to give a home to those people who lost property to the destruction of the Spider-Man and Goblin fight. Peter can see Aunt May is affected by this, as she shows some kind of deep sorrow for those who unfortunately lost homes homes, money, and even lives. This takes Peter back a bit. He's been so infuriated that the city hate him for the death of Norman Osborn. Maybe he didn't kill him, but maybe they still have a reason to be unhappy with him. Peter starts to realize now that all these big battles may have an effect on the everyman and woman living in a normal home. That fight with the Goblin cost New York millions of dollars, and now he's only realizing it. This creates a conflict within Peter. This is the start of the reflection on that City Spider-Man storyline set up in the first episode, with the death of Norman being blamed on him. He starts to bounce back and learn. We then cut to Harry as he arrives home. He walks into his father's office, and in his anger, he shoves and pushes all things off the table. Then all of a sudden through the doors walks Donald Mencken. Harry doesn't seem pleased to see him as he shouts in his direction. This scene will show how Harry isn't pleased about Mencken's new approval as the new CEO of Oscorp. Harry says that he already had a bad day and to leave him alone and to get out of his house. Mencken says that his house is also partly owned by Oscorp, so technically it's his house too. Harry says he'll ruin his family's legacy and that Oscorp does not belong to him. Mencken says that he has the power now. Mencken walks off arrogantly, and Harry breaks down on his knees and tears start to stream from his eyes. The next day we will have a scene with the football team and Flash Thompson. The start of the season will come up soon, and Flash is preparing the football team. He says that this season they're going to win, but this time they're going to win legitimately. They don't need Osborn. They can win it fair and square. This will be the start of Flash's character arc for this season. Usually he'd be all immature, but after Harry being on the green, Flash has become a better person and more determined footballer to go out and win. This year, he's determined that they will win. We then cut to Jameson, who is reporting on the mystery robber. He says to Robbie that this is a big scoop and that he bets it has something to do with the wall-crawling weasel. After all, he's been involved in a lot of shady business lately with Osborn and everything, so it wouldn't surprise him if he was trying to destroy his legacy too. Robbie exclaims to JJ that Spider-Man didn't kill Norman Osborn. That's just not in character for the web-slinger. Jonah grits his teeth and asks if Parker was on the scene. We then cut to Peter, who gets a call from Jameson asking him if he got any pictures from last night. Peter says no because nothing happened. The robber dipped faster than he could get there. Jameson puts the phone down in anger. But then as Peter carries on walking down the street, cop cars rush past. We cut to Captain Stacy in the cop car, who says our mystery man has been spotted destroying another Osmart. Peter raises his eyebrows. We hard cut to Spider-Man running on a wall when his phone rings. Peter says, this isn't the time. He sees that Gwen is calling him. His eyes widen. He hasn't spoken to Gwen for the longest time because of the Harry situation. Everything always has to happen at the most inconvenient time. Peter picks up the phone and shouts down the phone that he's glad she called, but he can't talk right now. And Gwen says okay and puts the phone down. Spider-Man chases the cop cars who arrive at the scene. Spider-Man keeps his distance as the cops aren't really on his side right now. Then a smoke bomb goes off, and it's released, and all of the cops, including Captain Stacy, drop to the floor unconscious. Spider-Man drops down and lands just outside the Osmart. He then exclaims that Spider-Man is there and that they have been caught, so they might as well hand themselves in. And then out of nowhere, as the smoke clears, a cat-like creature pounces out, kicking Spider-Man in the face. His spider sense is too slow to react. Spidey goes flying back and then gets up remarking, "What is that?" He then looks up as he sees a man dressed in a cat costume. Spider-Man instantly makes a joke saying, "What are you meant to be, some kind of black cat ripoff? The ginger cat?" Then the man replies saying that his name is Puma. Puma and Spider-Man fight each other. The agility and speed of Puma is what strikes Spider-Man the most, as he's finding it hard to keep up with him. Spidey in this fight scene will have to find a way to take the unconscious police officers to a safe location, which will be the obstacle in his way whilst fighting Puma. Eventually he'll place all the cops safely down somewhere and find a way to beat Puma. Captain Stacy will wake up and Puma will be all webbed up. Once again Captain Stacy smiles and says he's done it again. Once again showcasing that the captain doesn't really believe all the rumors about Spider-Man. We cut to a thug who is on the phone to someone. The thug says that Puma was sent to prison as he throws a newspaper with the headline on it in the trash. The man on the phone says that if his plans are to be completed, he needs the Spider-Man to stop interfering in their work. The thug asks what their next move is. The man on the phone says they need to eliminate Spider-Man. He's too much of a threat to their plans. Oscorp will fall into their hands slowly but surely, and then the city will crumble under his power. We then cut back to Peter, who is on top of a building with his mask off. He goes onto his phone and calls Gwen. It rings for a while until it just calls out. Peter sighs in disappointment, but acts as if he wasn't surprised. He blew it. That was the only time Gwen could have called him, and he couldn't talk. Peter says that he gets Harry's going through a lot and stuff, but he hasn't been able to see him or her for the longest time. He says he'll have to try and find Gwen at school and talk to her in person, because this whole situation is getting a bit out of hand. Thank you guys for watching episode 2 of the Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3. If you all enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another episode as soon as it comes out. And also make sure to hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you can watch the episode as soon as it comes out and you can be one of the first ones to watch the episode. With that being said, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.